What's up, guys? December 28th, 2021. Only a few more days left in the year. I have 5 more tips here that I have down on my phone. So let's get started. So success is a road you have to want to go down. It isn't easy to be successful. We all know that, to have all the things that we have on our list that we want to check off to say that we have accomplished something. Good job, have a home, family, wife, hobbies we enjoy, money in the bank. So all this stuff that are all end goals, right? They're the end of the journey, require a lot of work to get them and maintain them. And that's really a path you have to want to go down. It isn't something that you take lightly. When you start down it, you have to want to finish the process, and you really have to think, is this something that I want to do? And if you don't, that's okay if you're okay with it. But you really, when you start down it, you don't want to do it half-heartedly and not really want to do it because you won't make it to the end. So success and that journey is something that you really have to do once you start it. And since we're getting close to the end of the year here, it's really time where I sit down and I contemplate and I think about, what changes or improvements have I made throughout the year? What goals have I accomplished? Even something as small as, how many books did I read, or how many books or pages did I read this year? I think reading is important. That's a goal that I always try to hit every year. I always end up starting multiple books, but how many did I really finish? So think about, compared to this time last year, are you a better person? Meaning, are you improved in some way, right? Not the ultimate good person or the end of your life journey of improving yourself. It's compared to last year and all the things that you wanted to accomplish and all the things that you wanted to change about yourself. Are you measurably in some way better than you were last year? And hopefully the answer is yes. Most of the time it is, if you really think about it and try it throughout the year. It doesn't have to be, they don't have to be big changes, but all the little changes add up throughout the year. So I have a challenge. I've mentioned this before in other videos about budgeting and cash spending. You should challenge yourself just to see what it's all about and what it feels like to only spend cash, we'll say, for like 1 week. Go to the bank or wherever you get your cash from. A lot of people, I know I have a online bank and there's no branch, so everything's via ATM. Figure for your budget that you do, how much money do you need for that week? Obviously there are some things that you have to automate, right? So like just for like groceries or spending, like going to the movies, anything that you budget that you have to physically be there to pay, budget and carry cash for that week, so you can see exactly how much money is being spent. It's easy to get lost in the transaction if you only use a card, because you don't see anything happening other than you swiping it. So using cash for a week really is an eye-opening experience as to, once the cash is gone, the cash is gone. So 1 week cash only, that's a challenge. So it's important to volunteer. It's important to volunteer because you should give your time to others to help them. Find some way that you feel comfortable. Obviously, not everyone feels comfortable. There are people that go out and are there feeding they make meals and feed the homeless, right? Or do something of that, I want to say, magnitude or effort, right? Whatever you feel comfortable doing. Safety first, obviously. What you financially feel comfortable doing. Volunteering is free. You don't have to give anything but your time. So think of something to volunteer for. It's important to do that because volunteering is important, but also you end up appreciating what you have more because you are helping others that are less fortunate than you. Now, you don't want to do this to make yourself feel good, or a lot of people like to post this stuff on social media because they want to show people what they're doing. We've all seen that meme going around. You want to do this because you want to help others, and you want to do this because you want to help yourself, make yourself appreciate all that you have, how hard you've worked for it, and how far you've come, or something like that, right? You want to make sure that you understand that stuff that you worked for, not everybody has, how easy it is, how hard it is to get it, and how easy it is to lose it. So volunteer because you want to, you should help others, but also to give yourself some perspective on life in general. If you play a sport where you're by yourself, if you watch tennis players play tennis, right, their coach isn't on the court, and they literally can't be coaching them while they're playing. You see them yelling at themselves or talking to themselves, right? It may look exaggerated to some people, but positive self-talk, right, coaching yourself through something, even if it's so positive self-talk's important. If you're not around anybody to be your cheerleader, to push you through something, you really have to. So the reason you do it is, the reason coaching works is your coach tells you something, right? Do this better, go for it, do it, you're doing great job, don't do that ever again. You hear it, and then you think about it, and then you do it, right? Positive self-talk works the same way, right? You hear your coach, yourself, saying something, and you hear it, and then it goes into your brain, and you think about it, and then you do it, right? So it is really coaching yourself through something verbally so you can hear it, and it's different than just thinking about something and talking yourself into doing it that way. You're encouraging yourself, you're motivating yourself, you're teaching yourself how to do something out loud so you can hear it and then do it. So you may feel uncomfortable doing it the first couple of times, but it really does help lots of people when they don't have like a support group or a mastermind or something like that. So positive self-talk is something you should not consider, but do it, because it really helps. So anyway, those are your tips, top 5 tips for today, 28th of December 2021. Please like and subscribe and share. Sign up for my newsletter. You get stuff like this delivered to your inbox once a week with other information that I write, or my podcast or whatever. So please subscribe to that. Thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you guys next time.